Here's how this works. Water, salt, and pepper, those are freebies. Your pantry, it better have flour, oil, vinegar, mustard, and garlic. Beyond that, you'll only need 5 more ingredients and 25 minutes to put an entree or entire meal on the table. So, shop, set the clock, and let's dish out. Alright, we're going to kick things off with some peach apricot preserves, really any kind of fruit preserves that you like. I've got some fresh cranberries, those are pretty easy to find in the store this time of year. Some fresh tarragon, but any herb of your choosing is just fine as well. Some prosciutto, and of course, we'll need some salmon fillets. First step here is going to be to grab some Dijon mustard from the pantry and hit those salmon fillets with the mustard and brush it on. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to help to add a savory flavor note along with that sweet sauce that we're going to dump on top. Also, it provides a wonderful sticky surface for our fresh cracked pepper and kosher salt to adhere to. Next up, you're just going to grab a piece of prosciutto, lay it on top, and wrap it around. Depending on the size of your salmon pieces, you may need 2 or 3 pieces of prosciutto per piece. I'm going to lay these onto a baking sheet that I've sprayed with some olive oil spray, but you could of course just use more olive oil. Speaking of the olive oil, I'm going to drizzle some over the prosciutto and brush it in to ensure maximum crispification, and pop these into a 425 degree oven on convection until they are cooked through to your liking. I'd recommend around 130 to 135 degrees. We'll take our cranberries and chop them up just into halves or quarters, and if you miss a couple, it's really not the end of the world. This is just going to help them cook more quickly and break down into our sauce, which really just involves about a half a cup of the apricot jam, a splash of water, and a saucepan over medium heat. That water is just going to help loosen things up. And we'll go ahead and work all that around. Once it gets warm enough, it will all combine like you see there, and just stir it out for 3 to 5 minutes until those cranberries soften and break down slightly. And if it does look like it's getting a little too tight or thick on you, obviously it's going to get thicker as it cools. Just add another splash of water. Finally, I'm going in with our tarragon here. Again, it's got kind of an anisey flavor if you're not a fan of that. Some fresh basil would be great, or just some regular chives or parsley. Once my salmon was cooked through to my liking, I'm going to plate it down over some wild rice, but again, that's up to you, not one of our 5 ingredients. And then, because I have to take a picture of this for a thumbnail, I'm very delicately spooning over that sauce. You don't have to be this fancy about it, but look at that consistency. You know it's going to be nice and luxurious. Final little herbal garnish, and check that out. That's a pretty nice looking plate of food that took only about 20 minutes to make with just a handful of ingredients. I'd say you could serve this up for guests this coming holiday week and be pretty proud of yourself, and they'd be none the wiser about how easy it was. Look at that perfectly cooked flaky salmon, still nice and moist on the inside. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching the videos this year. We'll see you again with some new content in 2025. But for all the new subscribers and folks commenting and liking, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Thanks for watching Dishing Out, and now, as always, it's your turn to go make something delicious.